Welcome students, I am Ravi Shankar, and in this video let us go with the two more problems, that is problem number 14 in your exercise and problem number 15. First of all, let us go with the problem number 14. Come on, you take your book and see the diagram that was being given in your book. For the given capacitor configuration, find the charges on each capacitor, potential difference across them, and energy stored in each capacitor. A long process. Let us do step by step. Follow me. See, the diagram is, they have given first of all two capacitors like this. When you are considering two capacitors like this, see, then you are having the side, you are having another capacitor here. Then a potential of 9 volt is acting here. Then another capacitor connected here. Okay, another capacitor connected here. And this is the circuit diagram they have given. See, they have named the capacitors as this capacitor as A, then this capacitor as B, this one as C, and this one as D. The values are also given. The battery is having the potential of 9 volt. The capacitor A is of 8 microfarad. Then B of 6, okay, the capacitor B of 6 microfarad, capacitance C of 2 microfarad, and capacitance D again taken to be 8 microfarad. So let us simplify this diagram stage by stage and let us calculate. So the first one, step 1. What is step 1? When you are seeing this diagram, we can say the capacitor B and the capacitor C are in parallel. So I can write B and C are in parallel. If it is in parallel combination, I am writing that as CP. So CP is equal to capacitance of B plus capacitance of C. So I can write CP is equal to, what is this? That is, I can write capacitance of B and the capacitance of C. So one is 6, another one is 2. So CP is equal to 8 microfarad. So how this can be simplified? So instead of these two, I can write a single capacitance, and that single capacitance is represented as CP. Then at this end, I am having one capacitor, and at the other end, I am having the other capacitor. And in between them, you are having a potential. So this is of 9 volt. The CP is of 8 microfarad. Then this capacitance A of 8 microfarad, and this capacitance B is also of 8 microfarad. Now all the three capacitors are considered to be in microfarads. So I am stating step 2. What is that step 2? All these three capacitors are in series with this potential. So I am writing capacitance CA, capacitance CB, and the capacitance CC are in series combination. Then what is the effective capacitance then? I can write 1 divided by CS is equal to 1 by CA plus 1 divided by CB plus 1 divided by CC. So 1 divided by CS is equal to 1 by 8 plus 1 divided by 8 plus 1 divided by 8. So I can write 1 by CS is equal to 3 divided by 8, or CS is equal to 8 divided by 3 microfarad. Hope you can able to understand this. So after completing this second step, what will be the equivalent diagram? See, equivalent diagram will be for all these three capacitors, I am having a single capacitor, and that single capacitor represented as CS. And to this you are having what? To this you are having a value of potential called to be 9 volt, and the CS is equal to 8/3 microfarad. Now let us consider this third and the final solution. Here you see CS, and that is the effective capacitance called to be CS, which is equal to 8/3 microfarad. And when you are considering the potential, which is considered to be 9 volt. So from this combination, I can able to calculate the charge. What is the charge available? The charge available in this will be the charge available in A, in B, and in CP. Because in series combination, the charge is considered to be constant, only the potential varies. So by calculating the charge in the series combination, we can able to calculate the charge of what? We can able to calculate the charges of this A, B, and this CP. Let us calculate what is the value of charge. Let us consider this charge as QS, because this is a series combination. Now, how you can able to write? We know the formula. CS is equal to C is equal to Q by V. So QS divided by V. On cross multiplying, therefore, I can write QS is equal to CS into V. What is CS? CS is 8 divided by 3 into 9. See, this 3 and this 9 will get cancelled. So you can able to get it out as 24 microcoulomb as the answer. See, if this is 24 microcoulomb, then this is the series combination of A, B, and CP. We can say, so in series combination, charge is constant. In series combination, charge QS is same. If it is same, then I can write the charge available for A is equal to 24 microcoulomb. First option I have calculated. Then charge available for B, it is another 24 microcoulomb. I have to calculate what? I have to calculate for C and D. But C and D are in parallel combination with this. So I can write what is the charge available in that parallel combination, QP. That is, charge in CP is considered to be QP, which is our QCP, which is equal to another 24 microcoulomb. Isn't it? Now, what I am going to calculate again is, from this I can able to calculate Q of C and Q of B. Sorry, Q of C and Q of what? Q of, Q of, this is not Q of B, this is Q of D. Okay, we have to calculate Q of B and also Q of C. That we will calculate after calculating the potential difference. See, when you are taking here, there is, again, you go in the reverse manner. When you are taking the second diagram, here we know QA, here you know QB, here you know Q of CP. All these three are equal to QS, which is equal to 24 microcoulomb each. So from here I can write QS is equal to QA is equal to Q of CP is equal to Q of D, which is equal to 24 microcoulomb. So in series combination, charges are same. What will be the potentials? They will be different. So let us calculate. What is the potential difference in A? What is the potential difference in D? And let us calculate here what is the potential difference across CP. So first of all, I am calculating potential difference across what? Potential difference across A. So first of all, we are calculating potential difference across what? Across A, which we are writing it as VA. VA equal to how much? We know the formula C is equal to Q by V. Therefore, V is equal to Q by C, all in this in general. So I can write potential across A is equal to charge available in A divided by capacitance of A. Charge available in A is 24 microcoulomb divided by capacitance of A is 8 microfarad. So potential at A is equal to 3 volt. Micro will get cancelled. So potential across A is 3 volt. Similarly, let us calculate what? Similarly, let us calculate potential difference across D. Potential difference across D, which we can take it out as V suffix D. So I can write the formula V suffix D is equal to charge in the capacitor D divided by the capacitance of D. Charge in capacitor D is again 24 microcoulomb divided by capacitance in D 8 microcoulomb. So we can say potential across the D is equal to again 3 volt. Okay. So across A and D, we have calculated the charge as well as the potential. Now we have to go forward. We have to go for potential difference across CP. So go with the same formula. Potential difference across CP. Let us write VCP is equal to how much? So VCP is equal to, what is the formula? Charge QCP divided by CP. Isn't it? What will be the formula then? What is Q? Q is again the same value, 24 microcoulomb divided by, what is CP? CP is again 8 microfarad. So we can able to get 3 volt. So VCP, potential difference across CP, is also considered to be what? It's also considered to be 3 volt. Now, let us go for, or let us consider the parallel combination. See, what are the things we have calculated? We have calculated VA, we have calculated VD, we have calculated Q of A, and we have calculated Q of what? Q of D. Q of D and the Q of A equal to 24 microcoulomb. This is also 24 microcoulomb. But VD and VA, this is 3 volt and another 3 volt. Apart from this, we have to calculate for C and B and C. For taking B and C, let us take this VCP. See, we have simplified in the first step. See, we know that from step 1, what we have calculated in step 1, 2 capacitors B and C are connected in parallel. This capacitor, we are calling it as B, and this one we are taking it as C. B is considered to have 6 microfarad and C is said to have 2 microfarad. Now, in this parallel combination, potential difference VCP is equal to 3 volt. Now, in parallel combination, potential difference is 3 volt means potential difference in parallel combination is same. So I am writing potential difference across B is equal to 3 volt. And I can write potential difference across C is also equal to 3 volt because C are in parallel combination. Now, from this parallel combination, you calculate what? You calculate what is the charge in B and charge in C. So let us calculate the charge in B. We know the charge is given by the formula capacitance multiplied with potential difference. This is in general. See, when you are considering charge in the capacitance B, I can write capacitance of B multiplied with potential of B. So charge in B, capacitance of B is 6 microfarad multiplied with potential is 3. So we can get 18 microcoulomb as the charge QB. So I can calculate it. The charge in the capacitor B is equal to 18 microcoulomb. Similarly, you go for what? You go for the charge in C. What is charge in C? Again, let us write QC is equal to capacitance of C multiplied with potential of C. Capacitance of C is considered to be 2 microfarad multiplied with 3 volt. So 6 microcoulomb is considered to be what? 6 microcoulomb is considered to be the answer for the charge in the capacitance C. So let us summarize what we have calculated. Charge of A is equal to, then charge of B we have calculated, charge of C we have calculated, charge of D we have calculated. Charge of A given as 24 microcoulomb, charge of D is also 24 microcoulomb. Charge of B calculated as 18 microcoulomb and charge of C calculated as 6 microcoulomb. Similarly, we have calculated the potentials also. Potentials are considered to be equal in all cases. V of A is equal to V of B is equal to V of C is equal to V of D, which is equal to 3 volts. In all cases, the potentials are considered to be what? The potentials are considered to be same. What else you have asked? You have asked to calculate the energy available in each and every capacitor. So let us calculate energy. Energy in each and every capacitor. So first of all, let us calculate what? First of all, let us calculate the energy in A. So energy is potential energy represented by epsilon. In the capacitor A is half into Ca into Va square. So what is the energy then? Half into, what is Ca? Ca we have given it out as 8 microfarad, 8 into 10 power minus 6 multiplied with Va square. Va square is 3 square, it is 9. So what will be the answer? This 2 and this 4 will, this 8 will get cancelled, you can get 4. 9 into 4 will be getting 36 into 10 to the power of minus 6 joule, or you can write it out as 36 microjoule as the answer. This we have considered it out as epsilon of A, or energy stored in A. Similarly, I am calculating epsilon of B. What will be the formula? Half into CB into VB square, which is equal to half into, what is the CB? The value of the capacitance B is 6 microfarad, 6 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into 3. So you will be able to get, 3 square isn't it? 3 into 3 is square. So 9, here when you are cancelling, you will be getting 3. So 27. 27 into 10 power minus 6 joule, or you can write it out as 27 microjoule as the answer. Then let us move on to the third one. What is the third one? Potential across what? Potential across, or potential energy across C, given by the formula half into Cc into Vc square, which is equal to, again you substitute half into, what is C? The value of C is 2 microfarad. So 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 multiplied with V square is 3 into 3, 9. So this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. So you get 9 into 10 to the power of minus 6 joules. Then, sorry, minus 6 joules, which is equal to 9 microjoule as the answer. Then one more. What is that one more? What is the energy available in the capacitor D? So epsilon D equal to half into capacitance of D multiplied with potential of D square, VD square. Common formula half into CV square. So substitute, you get half into CD is considered to be 8 microfarad. So 8 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into VD square is again 9. On cancelling, you will be getting 4. So the answer is 36 into 10 power minus 6 joule, or I can write it out as 36 microjoule as the answer. So when you are summarizing all, what are the things asked? One is the charge, another one is the potential, and another one is the energy. So let us summarize. What are the answers that we have got? See, when you are summarizing, first of all, we have considered the value of what? We have considered the value of A for the charge. So charge of A, charge of B, charge of C, charge of D. What is charge of A? Charge of A is 24 microcoulomb, and charge of D is also 24 microcoulomb. Charge of B is 18 microcoulomb, and charge of C is 6 microcoulomb. Similarly, go for potential. What is VA? What is VB? What is VC? And what is VD? So VA is 3 volt, VB is another 3 volt, VC is 3 volt, and VD is also 3 volt. Then for potential energy, epsilon A, epsilon B, epsilon C, and epsilon D. Epsilon A and epsilon D are equal. That is, both are of same value, 36 microjoule. Here also it is 36 microjoule. Epsilon B, we can say it out as 27 microjoule. And epsilon C, 9 microjoule. Hope you should have understood. So first of all, you simplify, and in order to calculate charge and potential difference, you go in the reverse manner in that diagram. Very well, you can able to calculate. Hope you should have understood this. If you are having any problem, just inbox me. I will clarify your doubts. Let us move on to the next problem. So the next problem, problem number 15. This is the last problem in your exercise. Come on, take your book. Let us go through it. Capacitors P and Q have identical cross-sectional area A and a separation D. The space between the capacitors is filled with a dielectric of dielectric constant epsilon R as shown in the figure. Calculate the capacitance of the capacitors P and Q. So what is the diagram given? See, the diagram given is you are having a parallel plate capacitor, and in this parallel plate capacitor, see, one half of the parallel plate capacitor, okay, one half of the parallel plate capacitor is filled up with a dielectric of dielectric constant epsilon R. And this half, it is considered to have, you are considered to have air medium. This is option A, first subdivision. This they have given it out as the capacitor P. Then another capacitor they have considered, that they have taken it as capacitor Q. What is that capacitor? In this capacitor, see here also you are having two parallel plates, but in this manner, half of the area or half of the distance is being filled up with what? Half of the distance is being filled up with the dielectric constant epsilon R. So what is the capacitance of the capacitor of plate P, and what is the value of the capacitance in case of Q? So let us do it in two halves. See, let us consider the first half. Okay, let us consider the first one. See, this arrangement is like this arrangement, effective value of this arrangement. What is that effective value? This arrangement is or can be, this arrangement can be considered to be a parallel combination of, to be a parallel combination of two capacitors, parallel combination of two capacitors, one with the air and other with the dielectric, having area equal to A by 2 and separation is D, and separation is considered to be small d. Isn't it? That in this total area, half of that area is filled up with the air and half of that area is filled up with dielectric. So after that, the two are considered to be in parallel combination. What will be the effective capacitance then? See, I will be completing this. How I can able to complete this? You see, I'm writing here. The two capacitors are, one is with the air, that is C1. What is C1? I can write it out as epsilon 0 into A. Instead of A, I have to put it as A by 2 divided by D. Or C1 can be written as epsilon 0 into A divided by 2D. Similarly, what is C2? C2 is the capacitance with dielectric. So epsilon 0 into epsilon R multiplied with the same area A by 2 divided by the distance D, which can be written as epsilon 0 into epsilon R into A divided by 2D. What is the effective capacitance? The effective capacitance is considered to be the parallel combination. It can be considered as the parallel combination of the two. So parallel combination of the two, I can write it out as C1 plus C2. Simplify, what is C1? Epsilon 0 into epsilon R into A divided by 2D plus epsilon 0 into A divided by 2D. To take a common factor, what is that value common? See, in your book they have considered, or we can put the equation directly. See, what is the answer then? Cp will be then equal to epsilon 0 into A divided by 2D can be taken as common. So what is the remaining? The remaining will be here 1 plus here epsilon R. So when the two capacitors, or when you are considering the capacitor P as given in the diagram, the effective capacitance is given by epsilon 0 into A divided by 2D into 1 plus epsilon R. Similarly, let us consider what? Similarly, let us consider the second one. The second one is what? In this case, in the case of second one, in this capacitor, what they have considered? Half of the distance is covered with, there half of area, here half of the distance is covered with epsilon R, and then you will be having what? And then you will be having air. So here we can consider as this arrangement can be considered as a series combination of two capacitors. Same we can write. See, the above arrangement is like the combination of two capacitors in series, one with dielectric epsilon R and other with the air, having plate separation as that is D. Plate separation has to be considered as D by 2 and area considered to be capital A. Now what you can able to get? then the effective capacitance is 1 by Cs, which will be equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. What is C1? C1 is epsilon 0 into epsilon R into A divided by D by 2. So what is C1? Take this to the numerator. You will be getting 2 into epsilon 0 into epsilon R into A divided by D. This we are taking it as C1. Then you go for C2. What is C2? C2 is with the air medium. So I can consider C2 is equal to epsilon 0 into A divided by D by 2, which can be written as 2 into epsilon 0 into 2 into, you can write so we can calculate the value of C2 as what? The value of C2 is equal to epsilon 0 into A divided by D by 2, which is equal to 2 into epsilon 0 into A divided by D. So this is the value of C2. Now you substitute in this equation, you get 1 divided by CS1 or CS is equal to 1 divided by C1. What is C1? Here I have written, what is the value of C1? C1 has 2 into epsilon 0, epsilon R into A by D. So I can take D to the numerator. Plus here also D divided by 2 epsilon 0 into A. Simplify, I can write 1 divided by CS1 is equal to, I can take D divided by 2 epsilon 0 A as common, multiplied with 1 divided by epsilon R plus 1. Or I can write this like this, D divided by 2 epsilon 0 A into, if I am taking epsilon R as common, LCM, then I can get in the numerator 1 plus epsilon R. So on further taking reciprocal, I can able to get the effective capacitance. So this is 1 divided by CS1. Therefore, the effective capacitance is equal to CS1 or CS. Okay, not CS1, it can be taken as CS, which is equal to, taking reciprocal, you can write 2 epsilon 0 A divided by D into epsilon R divided by 1 plus epsilon R. This is considered to be the capacitance for the second diagram that was being given. With this, the problems in your exercise is also over. So similarly, I am saying, hope you should have understood this. You follow the procedure, what I have done, by copying it in your notebook. Then, first of all, you just do it by copying. And when you are doing it again, you do it without seeing the notebook or without seeing the board. Then you can able to understand the problems and you can do the problems by yourself. So the remaining, we will move on to the next lesson, and I will be continuing the fourth lesson in my next video, and let us wait till then. Thank you and goodbye from Ravi Shankar. Thank you.